play. There it is. Welcome everyone to the 13th moon of Sacred Rhythms. You know, this is just a weird timing for this moon. I'm going to go ahead and start Sacred Rhythms in January, like January the 7th, and we're going to use this same moon cycle. But technically, there's 13 of them in 2024, and we're at such, I'm going to share all this with you in a minute, but we're at such a big transformation point. I mean, unprecedented change is coming, and she is so present. So I couldn't not acknowledge becomes her vision. So she is the 13th grandmother or clan mother in the book by Jamie Sams, the 13 original clan mothers. And she's going to help us get ready for the changes that are already, some of them are already here. So let's call in sacred space. Let's all take a big deep breath in. And as we exhale, just drop. Let all of the frenetic energy of the holidays just drop through your feet. Just let mama hold you and pull all that crazy off. And then inhale, draw that earth energy up, up, up through your body. Send it up and out through the top of the head, connecting with the heart of the divine above us. And then inhaling, draw that cosmic energy down through your body. Send it all the way down into the earth, activating the as above, so below flow. Then connecting with that flow in your body. Breathing in and breathing out, activate the as within, so without. As the universe, so the soul. Moving to the north, we welcome Mother Earth. We give such great thanks to be here in this physical body on the planet right now. Moving to the south, we welcome water. We welcome clear, clean current flow. We welcome love, joy, and abundance. Moving to the west, we welcome air, mind, focus, clarity. All of our guides, angels, allies, and helpers. Moving to the east, we welcome fire, movement, passion, divine right action. Moving to the center, we welcome our divine feminine and our divine masculine in sacred right relationship. We call that beautiful energy down through our bodies. We call up Mama Gaia to pull and magnetize that energy through us. And we welcome our own sweet, extraordinary souls into the circle. We ask that all of these energies be with us, pray with us, dance with us for our mutual benefit. Oh, we're going to dance to the free music so I can put this up on YouTube for everyone. Here we go. Miss Janice, you have your hand up. Did you need something, sweetheart, or is that just an accident?
Oh, it was an accident. I'll put it
Okay,
down. Sorry.
okay, no worries. Just wanted to make sure. So, welcome everyone. Um, this is kind of a blend of um, what we do in Sacred Rhythms, for those of you that are new to Sacred Rhythms or haven't been in it for a while. Um, so there's a few things around that, but mostly today we are celebrating the 13th moon. Um, as I was saying before we started class, this is a little bit weird because of the timing of this moon. Um, really, the energy of the moon is going to be more like talks with relations, like the first one. But since it's technically in 2024, I couldn't resist giving us at least about 10 days to play in her energy because, oh, it is scrumptious. So, this is what we always start Sacred Rhythms with. We always do. Um, we connect with Magdalene because she is such um, a mentor that is close in time to us. And, you know, her archetypal energy, because she took human form, is very, very close and very, very real. And she governs all of the circles that I run. So it says and this came through back in 2006. The information, the tools necessary to make the radical shift needed on this planet in a very short period of time are housed within the wombs of the women of this age. You have the ability to heal your planet and save your world. It's up to you. Do you desire to keep this beautiful haven a safe place for the next 7 generations and beyond? Do you desire a place for your children to grow and learn? And she goes on to tell us in this specific offering how we do that. Um, Someone keeps popping in here. I don't know what it is. I can't read it. So during our time together, many of you have been in Sacred Rhythms. If you are in Priestess or any larger class with me, this is just part of the drill. Now, some of you may have chosen, may have been way too overwhelming to take all the freebie classes that I give. But this one, I could not teach Priestess without teaching this. This is fundamental information that every woman needs to know, no matter what her age, and needs to utilize, especially now. So, during our year together, for those of you that have been here and for those of you that are getting ready to start this new year with me, we work in here to honor the divine feminine in ourselves and to teach the next 7 generations to do so. We raise our vibratory rates, knowing that as we do, we raise the vibration of the planet and all of humanity. And we see this as our sacred duty. So it's more than just, I'm going to take care of my body, although that's part of it. But we consider it an honor and a privilege to serve our fellow beings in this way. And we take that part very seriously. Raising our own frequency is paramount if we're going, we can't sit around in judgment of what's happening on the planet if we're not doing something to change that frequency in ourselves. And we aren't hard on ourselves. This is all easy stuff. Um, that's part of honoring the divine feminine is we don't approach this from a masculine perspective. We approach it from a very um, earth feminine perspective. I love this excerpt from Alexandra Pope in her book Wild Power, and we utilize a lot of the teachings in Wild Power in our Sacred Rhythms journey. She says, as a woman, you are coded for power. And the journey to realizing the fullness and beauty of that power, your wild power, lies in the rhythm and change of your menstrual cycle. The menstrual cycle is a vital and vitalizing system in the female body, yet our understanding of and respect for this process is both limited and distorted. Few women really know about the physiology of their cycle, and many do not see it as an integral part of their health and well being, let alone as a potential guide to emotional and spiritual empowerment. Quite frankly, it is the source of our spiritual empowerment. Your wild power tells a radical new story about feminine power. It reveals your inner architecture and the path to power that is encoded in your body. How to tune in to the rhythm and changes of your menstrual cycle to realize the fullness and beauty of your authority. And this holds true even if you've stopped bleeding. This is not, you can't look at any of this and say it doesn't apply. It does. 3 maps to guide you through the energies, tasks, and challenges presented as you journey through each cycle. How to work with your inner seasons to pace your energy, calm your nervous system, and gain insight into your overall well being. And how to work with your cycle to channel spiritual forces, affirm your expression in the world, and achieve a deep sense of belonging. Your wild power will restore women to wholeness and reinstate the full majesty and grace of the feminine. And so, month by month, every moon cycle, we gradually, just like mom does, all these cycles happen whether we acknowledge them or not. She is growing her kids by holding different frequencies with different moon cycles. And the more we acknowledge that, the more the frequency of that moon cycle takes hold in our body. So our bodies are literally keyed into the rhythms of this planet. And by knowing this rhythm and aligning with it, you harness the energy of the universe in your own body. The methods used to do this have been with us for centuries, but they've been hidden and most of them have been forgotten. And many of them, actually most of them, are very simple. And they're so simple we take them for granted. Others we may have never heard of, but they're easy to use and learn. And when you do, magic happens. The fastest and most potent way to awaken the body's wisdom is through what we consume. It's also the fastest way to thwart our endeavors. And that is from this grandmother. So today we are here. And like I said, in this particular circle, we're going to take this time in this little in between moment to really honor becomes her vision and sink in and let her connect with us. This event doesn't, if you've been in Sacred Rhythms very long, you know that we don't do this every year. We rarely, maybe once every 3 to 4 years, do we get to give her some time because we follow the Gregorian calendar and the wobble of the earth causes us to, even though there's enough for 13 cycles, we end up only having 12 for about 3 years. And then we have a year where we have an extra, we have the 13. So we don't get to do this very often. And this year, we're going to give her, it officially, she shows up on December 30th, which is another reason I chose to have this a little bit earlier. So we could really sit, kind of snuggle into her energy for, about 10 days because I'm going to start a new round of Sacred Rhythms on January 7th. And the reason I'm doing this one at 5:30 is because I'm going to do the first one of Sacred Rhythms and the first one of Boot Camp at the same time because they're both the same class. Boot Camp will continue then at 5:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays I believe through the 28th of January. And then Sacred Rhythms will be a day or two before the new moon every month around noon Central Time. And I'm frantically working on all the calendars. And any of you that are here that are in another class, Sacred Rhythms is probably a freebie for that class, all of them. So just know that we'll start the cycle again on the 7th, which is about a week away from the full moon, and then we'll revert back to the new moon energy. So I wanted to take some time to show you some of the astrology that's happening out there, because this is, like I said, unprecedented change is happening. And I can't even, and I've just given you a little snippet. I can't even describe to you what we're on the threshold of. It's pretty overwhelming. But the new moon in the sign of Capricorn happens on December 30th at 4:27 p.m. Central Time, 5:27 Eastern, and on. This is always, Capricorn is always a time for fresh energy, for finishing what we've been doing. Actually, this little window is the finishing up period. And when that new moon hits, it's time to plan the work so you can work the plan. Basically, that's the energy of Capricorn. Capricorn is the matriarch. She's, she plans for the next 7 generations. And this is an energy for, making mature, responsible decisions and really getting your ducks in a row so that you can be productive for the next cycle. So it has this time, the moon has a strong conjunction with Pallas Athena, which she holds the energy of standing up for a worthy cause. And she's very clever. She would rather achieve her ends strategically. So using diplomacy, mediation, and negotiation rather than battle. I mean, you can battle, but if you can do it without battle, that's her preference. So you can, if you're in situations where those things are necessary, you're going to be supported. There's also a tight Uranus sesquare that can help you balance Capricorn's comfort with conformity and conservatism with a breath of individuality. So Capricorn can be very rigid, very, boxed in, and this is the way you do it. But because Uranus is in the mix, this is a time, and you're going to see other things that are supporting this here in a minute. This is a time when you can put a new twist on things. You can bring your individuality into, you can change things up, and really focus on what is special and different about you, and then share that with others. So as you're planning, keep those things in mind. This isn't, in fact, this is the moment that all of us, folks that are doing alternative spiritual practice, for want of, most people think we're a little weird. This is our moment. This is our time to shine. We have lots and lots of support to make the shifts and changes that are necessary for us and for the planet. Uranus can also help you receive and act on intuitive hits from your higher self. It can be an oddball planet. So it brings in surprises, and it can have the flavor of newness, I guess is a good way to put that. So Anything that you want to bring in that might feel a little bit out of the norm, now's your moment. There's also a strong Ceres semi-sextile, which can stir up opportunities for trauma healing. And she also brings harvest and abundance. So, there's kind of a double-edged sword there. So cleaning up, and, I have told most of you this for years. The fastest way to build your abundance is to clear your trauma. So Ceres is here to help you do that. And finally, there's also a loose sextile with Saturn. And Saturn and Capricorn have the same energy. So and right now, I believe Saturn is in Pisces. That's going to change, but for the time being, that is a really potent mix and blend that can support anything new that you want to do. You have the structure, but Pisces is very expansive and very loving and, wants the best for everyone. So it's a really good time to plan for the future and plan, hold the vision of what you want to create, what you want to see, what we've all been holding the vision for years. We're going to get to see some of those changes. We just, our challenge, as always, is to stay out of fear and to hold the vision of the good things that you want to see on this planet. So yeah, there it is. It is in Pisces. So it supports manifestation and conscious solutions. Now, this is about this little window that we're experiencing now through probably Tuesday. That's the new moon energy. So it's a time, remember, new moon is always a time to plant seeds, to really, and that's why it's such a good moment for any of you that are going to be in the Enchanted Year class that starts tomorrow, to pull this energy in, to pull in, becomes her vision. It's perfect. It is just the most perfect time to be in ceremony right now. But looking to the future, this is what we're preparing for. And this is a real Capricornian thing to do, is not just to think about right now, but to look ahead. And when we look ahead, this is just a tiny little snippet of what's coming. You'll hear more about it as we expand throughout the year. But and I think many of you may already know this. So the inner planets, Mars, Venus, what are some of the others? Mercury, some of those little inner planets, they're more personal in nature. That's what they influence. But the bigger planets, the outer planets, specifically this time, Neptune, Saturn, Uranus, and Pluto, those are like big cosmic, they influence the collective. So it's almost like those close-in planets kind of help us with our day-to-day stuff, but the overall big trajectory is governed by those outer planets. All four of them will change signs. And, because they're big, they move slow. They don't change signs very often, like hundreds of years sometimes, some of them. So between 2024 and 2026, they've already started. These four planets haven't moved to new signs all at the same time in thousands, at least 10,000 years. Pluto is going to move. Well, it moved into Aquarius November 19th. And I think it jumps back. I can't remember what it jumps back to, Aries or something. It jumps back for a little bit of time, but then it jumps back over to Aquarius and it's going to stay there for, I don't know, 10 years, something like that. So Pluto governs our healing, governs our abundance, helps us look at the deep things that we're holding that we need to shift. It has a lot of shamanic or Scorpio energy. It moved into Aquarius November 19th. And like I said, it's pretty much going to stay there for a bit. Kind of, Lynn. I don't know that I would compare. Lynn's asking if it's similar to our lower chakras and our upper chakras. They kind of do the same things. Like our lower chakras are more about our day to day stuff, and our upper chakras are more about our spiritual connection. But that's probably where the similarity ends. I don't know that I squish those two things together too much. Um, Uranus then moves into Gemini July 7th of 2025. And these two playing together, Lord have mercy. Because Uranus is all about surprises and out of the box thinking and expansion. Let's do this. Let's do this. And Gemini is all about new thought. It's like the first air sign, so it likes to play, it likes to have fun, it likes novelty. And so those two together, we are in for a ride. And it could be a fun ride. A lot of that is going to depend, as we're going to learn here pretty soon, on what we hold. We get to determine this. And then Neptune and Saturn move together into Aries in February of 2016 or 2026, excuse me, February 16th, 2026. So you notice that these are gradual shifts. So Pluto is suddenly out of the box thinking. And then Uranus, through the next year moves into Gemini. So there's a lot of playful energy coming in. And then Saturn and Neptune move into Aries, which is okay. Let's go. Let's start the car. Let's push forward, because Aries is the first sign. It's a fire sign, and absolutely, Monica. She says, "Let's opt for a fun ride." Yes, we should. And at the same time, all of these are in trines and sextiles to one another, which means, that's highly unusual as well. It hasn't happened in at least 10,000 years. So they're supporting all of the changes that we have wanted to see for quite some time. The support is there. It is still up to us how those changes come about. But the frequency that's going to be held on the planet is new. We've never, ever experienced it as humans. We haven't. So the outer planets, once again, represent the collective, the big picture, the evolutionary trajectory, like this is where we can go. And they're holding space for where we're going. So it indicates that we're highly supported in making momentous changes, huge timeline leaps, evolutionary advancements during this 2-year period, which is why I say plan the work and work the plan. Because now's when we need to think into the future. Now's when we, more than ever, we need to hold the vision of what we're creating globally. And Lucky for us, we were wise enough to show up and call in the help that is present. I mean, this help is present on the planet right now. We just may never have accessed it. So, this grandmother becomes her vision, is the guardian of transformation and transmutation, the keeper of the emergence of spirit into physical form. So, embodying our higher selves, bringing all that spiritual divine energy that we know we have into the physical. She's the mother of all chemical changes and rites of passage into wholeness, and the guardian of personal history, becoming, and myth. She teaches us how to become our vision and our own wholeness, and own our wholeness. Probably use that either way. How to release the old self and step into the realized dream. How to honor the process that brought us through the changes and transformation. How to mark the rite of passage into wholeness and celebrate the vision that we have become. She teaches us how to be the truth of who we are. So this is if you are familiar with this book, there's a little poem, and then there's an introduction, and then there's a medicine story. I am not going to read the medicine story. I'm going to leave that to you. But we are going to share the poem, and then I'm going to read to you a little bit about what this clan mother is about, because it's just so perfect. I couldn't not. So becomes her vision. The waking dream comes to life and lives her vision through me. Emerging from the chrysalis, she sets her healed heart free. Mother of the seeds of change, who nurtures them as they grow, you planted a dream in my heart to illuminate all that I know. You taught me how to give away my fear of becoming the dream, showing me how to walk my truth, reclaiming self-love and esteem. As I become all that I am, then together we shall fly. The spirit of transformation reflected in Condor's eye. So I want to just read to you a little bit out of the first little part of Becomes Her Vision. So just sit back and let this just land. Becomes Her Vision is the guardian of all cycles of transformation, and she's the clan mother of the 13th moon cycle. She is the emerging spirit keeper who teaches the children of Earth how to bring their spiritual essences, some call them orendas or higher selves, into their physical forms in order to become living vessels of love that the great mystery intended. Through becoming their personal visions and using their talents for the whole, the members of the human tribe can claim the fifth world of peace and illumination as their own. Becomes Her Vision is the mother of change, who teaches us how to go through every lesson and cycle of transformation in order to spiritually evolve. She shows us the importance of staying on our chosen paths and not being drawn into the limited illusions that could destroy our personal vision. This process of change transforms the human body, heart, mind, and spirit from a finite sense of self into an infinite, universal, creative extension of the great mystery's love. When this transforming change occurs, human beings can fully understand the higher self, finding that our spiritual essences are vast and are an extension of the great mystery. Inside the Orenda is a body, heart, mind, and spirit that comprises a whole human. until all the parts come into balance, owning the vastness of the total. There's not a full understanding of how the great mystery's eternal flame of love lives inside every human's potential. Every human, not just us, all of us, everyone on the planet. Becomes her vision, teaches us that we are all and nothingness, and that all worlds exist inside us as well as outside us. This clan mother tells us that every time we transform, becoming our visions, we are then shown a new vision and a more expansive point of view. The spiral of the evolving spirit continues to take us from one level of understanding to the next medicine wheel of experience, and that is eternal. For this reason, Becomes Her Vision is also the guardian of personal myth. The history of each spirit comprises a personal legend that marks the rites of passage into wholeness. Every decision we make, every goal we choose, is how we determine the content of our personal myth. Let that land. Every decision we make, every goal we choose, is how we determine the content of our personal myths. Since every spirit's path is a sacred path made up of the spirit's desire to be, we see the uniqueness in every individual represented in her or his personal myth. Every living thing has a place in creation, and because all are given free will, the unified whole is made up of the combined personal paths of all living things. Becomes Her Vision keeps a record of every choice made by each life form in creation, noting how those choices alter and or assist each individual's path to wholeness. Becomes Her Vision teaches the human tribe that the ultimately transforming vision is the decision to simply be. During our spiritual evolution, we tend to place labels on who or what we want to become. We usually discover that we do not need labels. We can become our visions by being who and what we are at any given moment. The decision to be all things and nothing takes away the labels that limit our sense of wholeness. All of creation lives inside and outside of every human being. Becomes Her Vision shows us that we are all extensions of the great mystery's dream, as well as tangible living examples of the visions that we have created to express the self. Becomes Her Vision reminds all of her human children that the dreams they hold for themselves grow and change with every decision made and every lesson learned. The evolving dream is constantly present in our lives. We are who and what we have been. We are who and what we are being at any given moment. As we make the choices that alter the course of how we manifest our dreams, we express our individualities. This uniqueness is a part of the great mystery's plan for wholeness. When every individual walks the earth as a realized dream of his or her spiritual and human potential, the whirling rainbow dream of world peace and spiritual illumination will be complete. Becomes Her Vision is the guardian of the prophecy of wholeness, who assists humankind in manifesting that whirling rainbow dream. So that's the kind of help we have right now. And so it is. Yes, it is, Monica, for sure. So the more you hang out with her, the more you're going to begin to truly understand that humans, our human bodies, are the pivot point. We're the conduits between the divine vision and the planetary changes that need to happen. We're the link. We're the link in the chain. We alone have the power to shift our world by shifting our perspective, changing our point of view to one of love. And that's the journey we've been on all our lives. Um, Shifting the perspective to love, going back to love. We're always going to get knocked off the path from time to time, but this has been a growing of the love that lives inside us so that we can expand it out to others. And we do that through the pathway of the heart, which is the door. For those of you that have been in Source Light School, you know it's the door of the soul. You tap into your soul, it's a one-way ticket to your higher self and to living, to embodying your higher self here on the planet. So, what we're going to do now, and for those of you that have been in Sacred Rhythms, you know what we're going to do now. I'm going to lead you in a guided meditation so that you can go talk to her. You get to ask her questions. You get to just have some time with this grandmother and get the guidance that you need. This kind of primes the pump for the rest of your time with her. And, you can always go back, listen to it again, go there again, connect with her again. Um, but it also gives you a place where you can begin to think about intentions for this new moon. And you don't have to know everything. You could just intend to get clear on what is yours to create right now. I mean, that is a perfect intention for this window, because the whole time that we're in Capricorn, that's what we are going to spend our time doing, is laying it down. So spend this time now in the quiet, in the stillness, and connect with her and see what guidance she has for you. Um, I'm not going to play music in the background because we want to put this out there for everyone. So I'm just going to invite all of you to close your eyes. If you have anything on your phone that's soft, that if music helps you, you can play your own in the background. But close your eyes and take a few breaths. And then take a big, deep breath in and hold it. Pack in anything that would keep you from being present and blow it out. And just feel your body relax. Feel yourself drop. Your roots go down into the earth. And in your mind's eye, see yourself at the top of a grassy hill, maybe digging your bare feet, your toes into this soft grass. And you're right beside a soft, dusty path that leads down the hill and into the woods. So take a moment, let yourself get there, and then when you're ready, stand up in your mind's eye and walk down that soft path and walk into the woods. Let yourself feel the difference. Let yourself feel nature all around you. Hear the rustle of the dry leaves on the trees. Feel a cool breeze across your face. See squirrels scampering about. Hear the birds and see them flitting from tree to tree. Maybe there's rabbits or other small animals that cross your path as you continue to walk down, down, down the path, further and deeper into the woods. Very soon, you're going to come to a cave whose entrance is covered by brush. And very carefully, you're going to move the brush away from the door of the cave and step inside. When you step inside, you'll feel the cool dampness all around you. You can let your eyes adjust to the darker lighting. You can hear water trickling, dripping from the ceiling of the cave. And you find that you're standing at the top of a long hallway that leads down into the earth. And at the base of this hallway is a soft red glow. So you can see, it's dim, but you can see. And you can see enough to help yourself begin to walk down that long hallway. Down, down, down. And when you reach the bottom, you're at a landing and you turn, there's a doorway right beside you. You turn and you're standing at the doorway of a beautiful altar room. The walls are covered with red and gold tapestries. Candles and incense are lit. There's roses and lilies lining the walls. And in the center is a beautiful pool of water, a reflecting pool. And on one side of it is a soft red pillow, suitable for sitting. So I want you to make your way into this beautiful altar room and go around and sit down on that pillow. And as you sit and you look at the water, you can see that it's reflecting the sky, the dark sky above you. And you see the reflection of the tiniest sliver of the moon. There's stars scattered about. But what catches your eye is that reflection, a very small sliver of the moon. And you just begin to watch it. You may become mesmerized by it. And very soon, the water begins to ripple and the moon begins to rise up out of the water. And there underneath it, balancing it on her head, is one of the most lovely grandmothers you've ever seen. Her eyes twinkle, and she smiles mischievously at you and winks. And she holds out her hands and invites you to come into the water with her. And as you step in, you notice the water is warm and soothing and electric all at once. Your body feels awakened and alive. And you take the grandmother's hands, and she looks you in the eyes and says, "Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. There are so many things we need to discuss. What can I do for you? How can I help you? What questions do you have?" So take your time. Ask the grandmother anything. See what information and guidance she has for you. So now knowing that you can come back to this place anytime you choose, and that you are now solidly connected to becomes her vision, and she can whisper her secrets in your ear all through this powerful time of transformation. Thank her for being present, for holding space for us for all time, and allow her to help you back out of the water, back up onto your pillow. Notice how that magic water magically dries. And watch her as she slowly sinks, smiling sweetly at you, down underneath the water until all that's left is the reflection of the moon. And then you can begin to slowly make your way to get up and make your way back around the pool, back to the door of the altar room. Looking one more time at this beautiful space created just for you that you can always access. Say one more little thank you, and turn and look up the hallway towards the white light above you, which is the opening of the cave, and make your way back up till you find yourself at the opening of the cave, stepping outside into the light of day. Notice how everything is more vibrant, more connected to you, and more alive than it was before. Notice those connections. Very carefully recover the entrance of the cave with the brush and turn and make your way back through the path in the woods, feeling nature all around you. Make your way back up the grassy hill and find yourself back in your body and back in the physical. Take some moments right now in your journal. Write your intentions, any intentions that have come up for you during this process. Just jot them down. You can add more to them, but take a few moments to write down what's come to you right now. So while you're finishing up, I just want to mention to those of you that are in Sacred Rhythms, and we'll go over this in depth on the 7th. But for those of you that are expecting your packets coming in the mail, that kind of thing, the energy tools, we're going to use the same ones that we use for Portal Zero, which is beginning on the 7th. We're going to use the same ones. I already shipped these, so they should be arriving the middle of, for those of you that are far away, the middle of next week. For those of you that are close in, you'll get them by tomorrow or the next day. Bath salts with frankincense oil. The sacred womb flower essences, which we'll go over in class. There's a black tourmaline or hematite, herbal tea, raspberry leaf or detox tea. And then I make a spray that has all the flower essences. And I think the one for this month that I tell everyone to use is Star of Bethlehem. And we have the Egyptian frankincense oil. This time I put a little Hathor oil in there. So those will be coming to those of you that are signed up for those. We'll talk about that process on the 7th. So just know that and for those of you that don't get the packets but want to do it yourself, this is what you use. All of us can make the changes we need to make. Our bodies and our souls hold the keys. So if there's anyone on here that's interested in continuing with Sacred Rhythms, all the information is going to be in the email with the recording. Those of you that are, like I said, that you're already in a class, we start January 7th. You'll be getting other emails from me with the links and all of that. A new round of Source Light School also begins on January 16th at 1 p.m. Central Time. So if you're interested in that, there's information in that in the email as well. And then if any of you want to join us tomorrow, you can print the pages and I will ship the planner to you immediately after you join. But we will be spending 2 hours a day for the next 3 days planning our enchanted year. We were all meant to be enchanted. And there's still time to get in there if you want in. So go ahead and do that. All right, everyone. We're going to dance and activate those intentions that you just wrote down. And just know you can keep adding to them. The real day doesn't happen till Monday. So you have some time. Here we go. Let's dive in and move some energy. All right, everyone. I give thanks to the elemental forces for holding space for us today. I give thanks to these beautiful souls that are taking the initiative and doing their sacred work on the planet. And I close this circle in the light. I will see many of you tomorrow. All right. See you soon.